it has been reported that Call of Duty Black Ops 6, it is not going to be next gen only as was rumored. Tom Henderson writes, Insider Gaming has been able to verify with multiple GameStop employees that Black Ops 6 will release on past gen consoles. That seems a little not like a great source. I'm just saying. But let's read. He does add here. According to developer sources, the franchise doesn't necessarily need to move away from past generation since the move to the Call of Duty headquarters or HQ. As part of the Microsoft Activision deal, which will bring Call of Duty to Nintendo for 10 years, it's understood that Call of Duty will be released on Nintendo platforms starting with the Switch 2, presumably next year, as the original Switch isn't powerful enough. Okay, so see, those two things don't necessarily go together. Now, if they were going to say that they're trying to make sure that they put it on the Switch, then I'll be like, okay, you know, got to keep it on the past gen.
Yeah, then it makes
But if
this
you're
makes
going to put it
sense.
on Switch 2, what are you talking about here? You know what I'm saying? Like, why? That's a huge missed opportunity. Like, I don't know. It still says Black Ops 6 pre-order. This is what it actually says. Pre-orders suggest it'll be on last gen consoles, which obviously, if they're letting them pre-order it, then it must be the case, right? Or can they just be spoofing people? You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, get your pre-order in, sucker, and then boom, last
Well, is
second.
it
Sorry.
actually up for pre-order? It's
This
not
is, I mean,
there yet, right?
this is what Tom's saying, bro. Let's you know what?
Let's look. Let's
Let's
see
go
if
into
it's
his
up
report.
for
All right, you
pre-order.
got
That's
us,
easy to
Tom.
figure out.
You got us. We clicked. We clicked. Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, it's preparing to accept.
All right. Let's see. Information regarding Black Ops has surfaced online, specifically concerning the game's pre-order status at GameStop. In an image shared online, it appears that GameStop is preparing to accept pre-orders for Black Ops 6 on PlayStation 4, 5, and Xbox Series X consoles. That means it'll be appearing on a console that many consider defunct almost 4 years ago when the PlayStation 5 was released.
They can prepare all they want. I mean, if it's not available for those consoles, then it's just not.
So
It
so
this doesn't
that's
seem like a confirmation in any way.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So Inside Gamer has been able to verify with multiple sources that the image is legitimate and that Black Ops 6 will be coming to past generation consoles. As for why the image does not feature an Xbox One version, it's understood that the Series S and X version is a cross-generation version, meaning it'll also work on the Xbox One. Insider Gaming first learned that Cerberus was being developed for past generation consoles in February 2023, but wasn't able to confirm whether it was final. However, after speaking with several GameStop employees and developers of the game, we can now confirm it's real. You can see the image below. GameStop has listings for Black Ops 6 pre-orders, and it mentions a PS4 version. Looks like Black Ops 6 will be on last gen still. And now available for reserve. Citing news, they're available to reserve in store with PlayStation 4. Interesting. Question. Can GameStop create a SKU for Call of Duty Black Ops on its own and just wait for till they get the official and just kind of take it over? Like, can it just be that they are saying, yeah, it's probably going to come to previous gen as well, so let's just start taking pre-orders for it?
Well, can they?
They
Yes. I mean,
shouldn't.
it's just a ERP system, right? They can put whatever they want in there, and in many cases, they'll do that if you announce like something's coming. So, like, they might say Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. They might put it in their system in anticipation that, hey, this game is going to get released, right? I don't know when, I don't know what it's going to cost, what platforms, we don't know, right? But they can put it in the system and in anticipation that, hey, this is going to come from Microsoft. They could do that. Call of Duty is kind of a good bet. They kind of know,
little
the
bit,
name now,
a little bit,
right? So could they do that? Absolutely. But they're saying they confirmed it with devs too. But again, I guess technically none of this is official. However, it's also very likely that Activision's already working with companies like GameStop to say, here's what's coming. Let's get ready, right? And once we do the direct after the June showcase, you can go live, right? You can start getting pre-orders in, and this is about the right time. So it is possible this is legit. It's probable that this is legit, which is
So,
just sad.
I mean, this is the thing. I mean, how? I guess if they were already making this game again, what we say, like 4 years ago, right? That it started. Um, so maybe just out of anticipation of not knowing how many next gen consoles there would be. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's different if they're starting to make the game now and they're like, okay, we know there's 50 million of these and 30 million of these. So we have 80 million next gen. So we can sell them and be good. Um, I guess they had to kind of hedge their bets, right? Like, all right, let's just be safe and make this one both as well. But man, I don't know, man. That just feels like I don't is it gonna hold it back? I don't know if it will. I mean, maybe they're just making different SKUs. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's just two different versions of the game. Multiplayer is always gonna be, cross-play and all that shit, but maybe the single player version, they just go all in on next gen and then just have it ported to the other console. I don't
Yeah,
know.
or they maybe didn't they do this something with like at some point they said the multiplayer part yes, but the single player part no with the old gen. I think they did that with the last generation, didn't they? So
So
it
you're
could be something like
saying
that.
what, make the single player next gen and the multiplayer past gen?
Both, right? Yeah, it'll be available cross gen. I want to say they did that with one of the Call of Duties last time, where 360 and PS3 got like just the multiplayer. But
Yeah.
so it could be something like that. But I mean, if they're gonna charge you that much, then
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, I mean, listen, Call of Duty's always they've been killing it with their graphics and things like that. Their performance too. Again, they got 120 FPS on Series S. They got it on Series X, obviously. So they're going in. Like they do a good job with their shit. I think the
Yeah.
biggest kind of miss in my mind is just the fact that we spent a lot of time talking about if they went ahead and went next gen only, then this is the year that you can have like that crazy migration, right? Or at least a scenario where you make these the people on the previous generation console decide that all right, it's time to move, right? Like it's time to upgrade because they want to play their Call of Duty. But now if Call of Duty is going to be there, I don't know. What's the play now, Hargy? Like in your mind, right?
Well, I mean, there's the nostalgia bit still available if you wanted to do all the Call of Duties from 360, right? You could still do that on Xbox. But yeah, it does kind of take away some of the luster of the idea of saying, "Hey, this is the next gen version only, right?" And or current gen only game, and so you have to upgrade. Um, but yeah, if they don't want to push that, maybe it's like bad timing from a financial perspective for consumers, and they're thinking, "Hey, why should we do that if we can get the game to run?" Then okay, fair enough. Now the Game Pass thing is still legit, right? You still have
Of
Game
course.
Pass on old Xbox One and on new series consoles, right? So you still get it in Game Pass. You still have the entire catalog in Game Pass outside of I think everything that even the original ones are in. There were 360 games as well, so I think you get the entire thing. You'll get everything in Game Pass. So if you're on the Xbox side, you get everything. If you're on the PlayStation side, you get PS4 and 5 games, and that's it, right? So
Yeah.
so you have those options, and you have to pay for them, right? Whatever. So there is still that, but yeah, it is kind of disappointing. I was really hoping that they would push the boundaries this time, and let's go current gen. Guess we're not going to be
I
seeing
mean,
that.
listen, obviously I know 100% that it makes sense, right? They still have I mean, fucking PlayStation, half of those people did not come over yet, right? So, do you put your money on forcing them to come over or just giving them the game and
And
having them buy it?
yeah, cause see, that's
Yeah,
a guaranteed sale, right?
yeah, it's
Instead of,
true.
like, trying to force the situation. I think that especially with all the money that they've spent, and I highlighted a message that came in. This is how they're gonna make up. They said about the Switch. This is how they'll make up the money from the game going into Game Pass. And remember, that money will come in from somewhere, the other platforms, right?
Yeah, when you think about it, this is probably not the year being the first
No,
full
absolutely not.
game that you're putting out to drop them because this is gonna be the first time you're putting the game directly in the Game Pass. So you kinda need to see what that's gonna equal, right? Like, how much of an impact does that have to your sales, right? Like, how many people obviously, we know that Nintendo's gonna obviously be a big boost and make up for that, but how much of an impact is gonna have? So, going ahead and dropping in the Game Pass and dropping previous gen support, maybe that was a bridge too far,
Yeah,
right?
you can't go ahead and leave the ponies out, right? When you know that it's essentially a guaranteed sale. And not to mention that your first run around with it, you're gonna exclude certain platforms. I also don't think that it's a good look.
Well, for the money
Possibly,
aspect.
but
Yeah, for the money
yeah.
aspect, for sure. I mean, fuck them ponies, right? I don't give a shit what they play. But
Not that, and I'm not talking about them giving a crap. I just think that if it looks good for
yeah.
them to say, "Look, we want everyone to play."
So, like, the FTC or
Yes,
whoever's still
absolutely. They're
looking,
still going back
it's
and
like, "Hey,
forth with
look,
that.
we're
So
not forcing we're not
exactly. We're not
forcing
forcing people to
anybody."
come and buy our freaking box. We're not forcing people to go and upgrade if they don't want to. We want to be
Yeah,
inclusive. That's the big message to send with everything that's going
yep.
on and the fact that they're still going back and forth.
Some asshole would have been like, look, if Microsoft never bought Activision,
Absolutely.
it still would have been on previous gen
Yes.
consoles. Look at all those people who can't play now." Doodle, look at this. Look at these bars out here.
See, money, you just gotta ask the questions. I
I'm
got
just
you.
saying, you could also just, give the information every once in a while. Doc Dark, what's
Doc
good,
in
brother?
the building. What's
What's
up?
up, fam? Thank
What?
you for
There
being
are
here.
levels to this
There's
shit,
levels
Doc.
to this, Doc. There's levels, man. You can't leave the ponies out of Call of Duty. That's all they play is Call of Duty and
Exactly.
Fortnite. They don't
So
really play their exclusives like that.
that's guaranteed money.
Yeah, Doc.
Facts.
So they could just
Facts.
come to Xbox and play those games.
Facts. Facts. Agreed. Deploy says, "What's up, fam? Thank you for being here, homie."
What's up, love?
Says,
Thank you for rocking
"This
out.
holiday, a percent will finally upgrade." I mean, yes, you will get a percent that does upgrade,
Absolutely.
but
But not
especially with Game
everyone will,
Pass.
though.
Yeah. I still think that Game Pass is going to be, a big deal for a lot of these people. Because there's a lot of these people who are waiting for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, give me the reason. And even though it's available there, maybe they've been waiting to get into next gen, and now that it's coming into Game Pass, they could pick up a new next gen device for $200 for Black Friday, and they're like, all right, let's do it. All right, let's go. Look at this
Well,
guy.
maybe this showcase will be the reason, right? Hey, maybe you want to
Maybe
play Gears, and there'll be a Gears for you, or maybe there's a Halo. And you might want to play some Halo,
this
right?
showcase is gonna be
Right,
this
and that's
showcase is
over here,
gonna be wild. The showcase is
along
gonna
with
be
Call of Duty and
wild.
Overwatch,
Mm.
and
I
then
feel you,
maybe like a
man.
little Doom action, huh? Maybe there's a little Doom game coming along. All right, maybe,
That's also
maybe it'll
over
be
here.
exclusive.
Tell us what you know, Hargeet.
Listen,
I
we're
don't know
gonna
anything,
just
but
stop it.
I mean, we hear all these rumors of like Doom coming out, right? There's all this stuff all over the place. Doom,
That's
we
gonna be
hear
our next
Gears,
chapter.
right? So if they put all that out, like, come on, right? What's the competition got for you? They've got a PlayStation 5 Pro with no games. Have fun.